don't know what I look like this morning because last night I decided to wash my hair and I was like, okay, I'll wash it. It's been getting a little like colder here. It's winter, right? I thought, okay, I can put in a deep conditioner mask and it will be fine, right? I want to start by saying that like I've had a lot of issues with my hair here. Like I feel like if I put like any kind of product in it, it just gets so oily and like literally it just feels like it's been like clogged up, or like, you know, when you put like so much like hairspray or product in your hair and it just feels like you just touch it and you're like, oh my god, it just feels greasy. That is how my hair feels this morning, and that's why I haven't been putting a lot of products in it, because if I put like any kind of product in my hair, it gets greasy and gross within like a day, like not even like 24 hours later, and it just feels like it's like weighing down on my head. I actually had to put dry shampoo in my hair, like my scalp, in order to make my scalp not look like I literally hadn't washed my hair in 5 days, which is the most annoying thing. I already have a very oily scalp and I can't handle having like oily hair. Like I would just rather wash it. I would usually not use dry shampoo over washing it. I would just wash it. But obviously since I washed it last night, I wasn't about to like wash my hair again this morning, but it was really disappointing to wake up and feel like your hair isn't even clean after you just washed it, you know? So I feel like I'm gonna have to wash it again tonight because it just feels literally so greasy and like, it's not even oily. I feel like it's greasy. It's like this greasy, I don't even know how to describe it, like product buildup feeling. And I'm like, how could it be built up when I literally just washed it last night? All this to say that I basically hate how my hair looks today. So I will probably just like throw it in a braid once I get to work. But I just put it in this like little back ponytail for now because I threw on my coat and I was already like overstimulated with everything, especially with my hair being like not on par. I'm going to CVS this morning to pick up some supplies, just some like bandages, and I have a medical appointment later today and I need to get coffee at some point. Honestly, I forgot coffee at home. Like I didn't grab any coffee when I was at home, and I just couldn't be bothered to go back. I really couldn't. I forgot. I don't know. I'm like half asleep this morning as well. I didn't want to get ready. I didn't want to leave my house. I didn't want to get out of my warm bed. The hair just threw me over the top and was like, I just want to stay home. Not people today, but we are going out. We're doing it, and we'll see how today goes because I feel like it's not starting off well, but you never know. Yesterday started off like really stressful, but then the rest of the day was really good, so you never know. They were open. I forgot to check, and sometimes a lot of things here don't open at what seems like a normal time, but I thought I'd show you what I got. It's not really that interesting, but Colgate Optic White Advanced. It's supposed to be able to remove 5 years of stains, and I feel like I've had some stains, so there's that. We've been needing to get mouthwash, so while I was here, I looked for it. I got the smaller one only because the price at Target is like $3 cheaper than the price here. So I got the little one because we need it, but we can get the big one at Target for a better price. This is the TheraBreath brand, and it's the anti-gingivitis, anti-plaque mouth rinse. It's the blue bottle because they have like a lot of different colors, and it's clean mint. And then what I came for, which is sterile non-stick pads. So there we go. That is the little haul. And now we got to figure out getting to work because I'm in like a different location than normal, and getting maybe some coffee when I get to work.
The watermelon gusher.
Ooh, that one looks so good.
Yes, I love the colors on that one.
I feel like I keep filming in the car, but it's because I haven't really been able to just stay still today. I went to the tea shop today because every time I go to this appointment, I go to the tea shop before the appointment because it's like a little sweet treat for the pain I'm about to endure. I got the watermelon gusher. I've never tried this one, but I already tried it inside and it's really good. If I remember correctly, it's lemon, lime, sour apple, and watermelon. and it just has such a cool color to it. Because Mitchell's job is on the way to like the medical appointment I go to, I always get him a tea when I go, and he got the Jimmy Buffett, which is the one he always usually orders. He ordered the Grinch last time, and he must not have liked it enough to want to reorder it. But also he is like, he likes routines and like is a creature of habit, so him ordering the same one he always likes, the Jimmy Buffett, makes sense, honestly. Well, let's get going. I never wear my jacket inside because, you know, you just literally take it off in 2 seconds. And it's not that cold, so I don't really need it. I'm making sure I have everything else that I need. Also, I'm wearing this really cute sweater today, which I feel like I didn't show you guys earlier, but it's really cute and I like it. I'm avoiding the topic that I feel like I should just talk about. But I don't ever really talk about like my medical appointments or anything that I'm doing. I don't know why, really. If you watch some of my older vlogs when I was back in Montana, I was going to therapy a lot, and I feel like I never talked about it. And I don't know why I never talked about it, because like therapy was a really great thing for me, but I just feel like I never talked about it. And I feel like I never talk about any of my, like, I just say I have a medical appointment when I do things like this. Today, I'm actually at laser tattoo removal. I have a tattoo on my rib. I got it for someone in my family who passed away, but the tattoo isn't related to the person themselves. I just don't really want to talk about that because that's not my story to tell, you know? Overall, I got a tattoo for a family member, and I just feel like the design of the tattoo itself, the placement of the tattoo, and then the meaning behind the tattoo are kind of just all things that are like, no. Like all of them, I don't like the placement. I don't like the design of the tattoo. I feel like it wasn't strict enough when I went to get this tattoo. I should have been way more strict about it, but I feel like I was feeling rushed in the tattoo like studio. I feel like she didn't really care, and I feel like I just feel like I just wasn't comfortable, and I feel like I should have just not gotten the tattoo. But I feel like I was just too young and didn't speak up about it when it was like in the moment. And I had a couple of friends come with me, and I feel like it just was like a whole thing. So I feel like about a year after I got the tattoo, I really regretted it. And now it's been about 6 years of having the tattoo, and every summer or every time I'm like, the tattoo's out, I really hate it. I knew I wanted to get it removed, but when I moved here, I was like, I should just do it. I should just do the appointments, and I should just go and get it removed. So I finally found a spot here. I've been getting the treatments, or the laser tattoo removal. They hurt really, really bad. And all I can say is just like, really be careful about like the tattoo you get, because trying to remove it does hurt really bad. I luckily feel like because my tattoo is small enough, it's not too expensive for me. But that's because of the circumstances I'm in and the size of tattoo and what I got quoted. It can be truly expensive if you have a really big tattoo. Mine is considered an extra small tattoo, and so luckily I don't feel like the price is insane to get it removed. And I feel like the person I went through here is so nice, and I actually really like her. So it makes me feel more comfortable every time I'm at this appointment. I'm on treatment number 4. Like today is 4, so I've got 3 so far. The first one hurt really bad because you don't know what you're getting into. The second one was like insane. I think it was because the tattoo had now healed, but then knew the trauma and pain it felt before, like being stabbed with the laser pretty much. Like, it is painful. And after number 2, it just felt like when I was like driving back to work, it felt like the tattoo was just like burning. Like, just felt like someone was like consistently burning my skin, because they do a little cold like fan thing on it to like get it cold and freeze it as like, so it's less painful when they're doing it, and it has to be cold. So basically afterwards, when you're driving home or going wherever you're going, it just starts warming back up, and then it just hurts really, really bad. So that one was incredibly painful, and almost like it made me really scared to get my third one done, but that one actually wasn't as bad. So I'm hoping today it doesn't feel as bad. I know the laser's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, but hopefully it just doesn't hurt as bad afterwards. Because when you're doing the laser appointment, like mine takes like maybe 10 minutes. And so it's really fast, but it's the pain afterwards that can be like questionable if it's going to be hurtful or not. And I get really bad nausea because of where it's placed on my rib. It just is like right by my stomach, and it gives me really bad nausea. It makes me want to throw up, and it's a whole thing. But I'm going to go into my appointment now because I literally have like 1 minute, but I wanted to tell you guys and kind of just be upfront with you about what I'm doing. And I don't know, this feels like really real because I don't ever talk about things like this, but that's what I'm doing today. And I'm gonna go get my next appointment done so that hopefully I can remove it. I mean, that's the whole point, is to remove the tattoo, because that's what I wanted to do. Definitely painful today. Definitely not as bad as some other times. I feel like the pain moved. Usually it hurts more closer to like the center of my stomach, but actually it hurt further out on the rib today, which is really odd, but we did it. I'm not feeling like I'm in too much pain right now. It's always a debate because the skin gets iced so that she can do the laser, and then it just heats back up, and that's like the most painful part to me. The skin heating back up and the skin like realizing what you just like lasered to it hurts more, but then sometimes it's the laser. Like, I don't feel like the laser was painful today. It's always painful, but it was like slightly less painful. I would say like my first 2 sessions were like the worst. Like, I thought I was going to I'm gonna throw up, and then it's gonna hurt because I'm throwing up because it's like right on my rib. And this time I don't feel like any kind of nausea, so that's good. I feel like they're getting better. They're less painful. Because of the placement of the tattoo on my rib, it does feel uncomfortable to sit, and it's gonna be like really painful to sit for the rest of the day. It always is. And I feel like I just am a little more aware of my posture, that I slouch a little. So I always have to be a little more cautious to sit up a little more. And the other thing I always notice is just kind of how I carry stuff. I carry a lot of stuff like structured on that side, so I always end up having to like move stuff, or I hit it a lot until it's like until it's healed past the like scab stage, if you will. Healing wise, the first couple of times I got blisters, redness. I don't feel like they scabbed, but they do get like, it always gets itchy like after the blisters like go away. I've always had my blisters go away really fast, and they haven't been terrible, but she does say that I do really good like post tattoo removal care. So I feel like that's a positive for me, that I'm doing like really good on taking care of it. Every time I come in, she says it's healing really well. So I feel like I'm doing really good with that, and I'll obviously like continue that. But if you were wondering what the aftercare of it is, like, you can get blisters, you can get redness, you can get scabs. Obviously with all of those, do not pick any of them. I don't pick any of them. The blisters usually just go away on their own with time. That's like the only thing. You just have to wait for them to kind of go away on their own, and that's it. And then all of it's just kind of discomfort. It's discomfort in the sense of like, I can't sleep on this side, discomfort in I hold things on this side a lot. I tend to push things when I'm holding things into this rib that I didn't realize I did, and then just discomfort when it gets like itchy. Those are kind of the after treatment symptoms I get and what I do. This appointment was the reason I actually went and got non-stick pads, because I was out after my last treatment. I also don't know if I said, but like the treatments are about 6 to 7 weeks apart, so it does take quite a bit of time to do a tattoo removal, especially depending on size and stuff. But mine have been about 6 to 7 weeks apart. So by the time I heal and don't remember the pain anymore, I have to come back in to do it again. But again, I'm on the fourth session. We think we're gonna need 6, hopefully. We have like one section that's being really stubborn currently, so hopefully we'll have to see after this session if that improves. If you get a tattoo removed in the first couple of weeks, don't freak out. In my opinion, it takes the full 6 weeks to actually show what that session did. Like in the first couple of weeks, it's too like scabbed over, maybe red, maybe irritated to really see the results. And then I feel like between weeks like 3 and 4, maybe even 5, it's just healing. It's healing underneath. There's a lot going on that like sometimes it can even fade even more from like week 4 to week 6 when you come in for your next appointment. So you really got to be patient with it, and it's definitely like a whole process. We are at McDonald's. This would not be my typical after treatment treat. Like usually I would just go back to the office and I would have a meal that I brought from home, something like way more nutritious. But the last couple of appointments I've had, after the appointment I felt incredibly nauseous, so all I've wanted is soup. So this time I was like, you know what, I'll be prepared. And I've been nauseous the last couple times, so I was like, okay, when I'm nauseous I like soup. So I brought soup today, and today of course I'm not nauseous. I want actual food, and I don't have too much time to like detour, so McDonald's it is. Plus, I thought we could try again to get the Grinch meal. We shall see if they have it. I wanted a cheeseburger, but they only do the Big Mac in the Grinch meal, and the Big Mac is just, it's too much. So I think I'm gonna get nuggets with my meal and hope that they have it. Honestly, if they don't have the Grinch meal, I'll get a quarter pounder meal. That's like my jam. I wanted to talk about choosing the right person to do your laser removal. I said I had like looked at this in Montana. I did. I like went for a consultation appointment with a company in Montana, and I just really like, I just didn't love the pricing they gave me for it. I feel like they were really overcharging me, especially with what I'm paying now. And also I just feel like the person who was gonna do it was kind of judgy. Like, she was just kind of judging why I'd want it off, like why I wanted to do it. And it's like, well, this is my choice. If I want to get the tattoo removed, it's my choice to get the tattoo removed. And I felt like when I met with the person here and the person who's doing it, she is literally so sweet. She makes me always feel super comfortable. She has done tattoo removal herself and has tattoos herself. So she knows like the pain you're going through and really tries to make you feel extremely comfortable, like when you're there every time. And she felt, even from the first time I met her and consulted with her, I felt very comfortable. And so I'm very glad that I chose to wait to do it here with this person. Second time trying to get this Grinch meal, and they don't have it. Basically, he was saying that it was so popular and that some other locations do have it still, but that most locations aren't selling it. So he was just like, we're not selling it. So I ended up going with a quarter pounder with cheese because that was my backup. I kind of had a backup in mind just in case, because I knew what happened the other day. Overall, I didn't like the first person I consulted with. So if you're going to be doing any kind of medical treatment involving lasers or any kind of medical treatment, make sure you really know that you're going to be comfortable with the person, is kind of my recommendation, because I feel like this process has been a lot better because she makes me feel so comfortable during the treatment. So that's kind of just my advice on that. Always be picky. Be picky with the tattoo artist. Be picky with the laser tattoo removal person. Be picky. I feel like because we're on the topic of tattoos, I do have 2 tattoos on my wrist. Well, one, like, that's the hard part. One goes this way and one goes this way. I have 2 tattoos on my wrist, and I have one on my foot, and those ones I absolutely adore, love, will not be removing ever. The one on my foot is matching with my mom. That was the first tattoo I ever got. That is still like one of my favorite tattoos I have. This one, I don't know, I was just obsessed with roses at the time, and honestly, I just love it. I wanted like a flower of some kind. It's that one. And then I was a dancer for multiple years, like 16, 18 years or something insane. I started dancing when I was 5. I danced throughout college, so until I was like 21, 22. So I have this one on my wrist that says Dance It Out. That also does refer to Grey's Anatomy and Christina and Meredith. They used to say that all the time on the show. It was my like favorite show for like the longest time. It's not as much these days. I don't watch the newer seasons, but I used to watch the older seasons a lot. It used to be like a big comfort show for me. And I love that they say Dance It Out. Just, that's pretty much it. If you've seen the show, that's kind of a reference there. And when I was almost done with like my dance career and being on the team, and being on the dance team, I decided to get this one. It said Dance It Out. So those are my tattoos, and I won't be removing any of those, but I also don't know if I'll be getting any more, because I feel like now I like the ones I have. I like the placements of them, and I just don't know where I would add any more that wouldn't be in a place I want to remove. The reason I did the rib one too was because I always wanted a tattoo on my rib, but the placement of where I ended up getting it was just not good and not the place I wanted it to be. I went straight in front of rib, and I always wanted one like side of rib here, and I also feel like it's not as small as I wanted. As you can see, I like pretty like smaller tattoos. This one's not that small, I feel like, but I like I mean, you can only get it so small with like writing, and I feel like I wanted it to be smaller. I wanted it to be like, I feel like placement is off. I always wanted one on my ribs, but not in that place that I have it, not on the front of my ribs. yeah, that's why I placed it on my rib, but I kind of regret that. I obviously just regret the tattoo as is, but which is why I'm getting it removed. But overall, I like my other tattoos. I won't be removing them. Just let me know if you have any tattoos. I love when people have tattoos. I love seeing their like meaning behind them, the story behind them. So let me know. I don't even know if you could tell or see that it looks as dirty as it feels. I am going to be washing it because I can't really stand it. So I feel like it looks decent right now. Like the bangs are actually kind of looking a little better, but I feel like in the morning it's going to look absolutely atrocious. And I don't really like getting up and showering in the morning. I feel like I like to shower at night. So I think I'm gonna need to wash it tonight. That took me a minute to get all my supplies, but I thought I would go over post removal care or just what I do. I'm not a medical professional. You need to wash with a soap. I chose to do this like Dial antibacterial soap. It's this little orange soap. This is the little soap I use. I keep it on a little soap pad to make sure it's not touching anything like gross. My biggest worry is getting like an infection or scarring. So I'm really trying to make sure that anything I'm doing is very like sterile as much as possible, being outside of a medical office. Soap wise, I clean the wound until it's like healed twice a day. So I'll get up in the morning, I'll clean it, I'll put a new fresh bandage on, and then I'll wear that bandage all day. I will change it more often if for some reason a blister pops and there's more like pus or something. I will change it more often then. But typically I'll wear it all day and then change it at night when I come home and I take a shower. Wound care wise, this is what I use. I start off with gauze pads because when you get out of the shower, it's a little wet. I don't like to wipe any kind of towel on the wound. I just feel like something about towels just holds bacteria, and I just don't want to get any additional bacteria from the towel onto the wound itself. So I just kind of let it air dry, and then I will, if there's any additional moisture, I'll use the gauze pad to just lightly tap it, no rubbing, lightly tap the wound. And then I use the gauze pad to also apply any kind of ointment I use. I like to use Neosporin. I feel like it's the most classic and easiest thing to have on hand. If I start getting itchy, I'll up to Aquaphor. I feel like it's a little thick for just like an everyday, especially the first couple of days of the wound. So I usually use Neosporin first, but if it does get itchy, I'll go in with Aquaphor. Pad wise, I use these non-stick pads from CVS. These are molds from CVS. I find that the CVS ones are the best. I try to get ones from Target. I didn't like them. I feel like these are the best. They don't stick to your wound. They're a little more comfortable. Pretty much it. And they do absorb anything that like possibly comes out if you have, for some reason, a blister pop. Tape wise, I don't know. I really don't know what to recommend. I have really sensitive skin, and honestly my skin does not like this tape really, but I'm getting shorter and shorter time frames of having to use the tape that usually I can position the bandage in a couple different ways to not be taping in the same spot. That is one thing I would say, is that it's hard to not tape in the same spot every single day when you have to do a bandage twice a day. This is just, I think, the like sensitive skin one from CVS. It comes in this little pack. Obviously, I haven't even gotten through one tape pack. This is what I use to make sure I'm not getting any form of infection or to prevent any scarring, hopefully. That's the goal, is no scarring. She did tell me today that you could possibly have scarring from the original tattoo, like where they originally put the needle in from the tattoo, you could have scarring from that. And I didn't realize this. I was kind of seeing like white pigment around where the tattoo had been removed. And she said that's normal, in that like the pigment like goes back to like a normal pigment in about a year. Sometimes because like obviously that area has been covered with a black ink, and sometimes because the area has not been tanned. But so that's normal, it occurs, but I'm hoping that there's no scarring from the original needles in Tattoo Artist. I guess you can't see it until like the tattoo's basically removed. You won't know until the end basically. It's time to shower so I can wash this hair again and feel like my hair's actually clean. And then I think tonight I'm gonna do a pot pie. I do have a little bit of a headache, which means I need to go down some water. That is another thing she told me like on my first appointment, is that if you are feeling sick, like within the week that you get it, or the first couple of weeks, it's the ink basically breaking down and going through like your immune system and trying to like get out of your body. So if you're feeling sick, like really start downing the liquid in like water and making sure you're really pumping it out of your body, just cleansing it pretty much. Because the ink breaking down can cause you to get really sick, I guess. I haven't had that problem. I feel like sometimes I don't know these days if I get sick because I'm like my body's processing this or if I'm like actually sick. I have no clue sometimes. I had this thought today about, I've had like really bad acne recently, more than I've had before or in like the last couple of years. And part of me does wonder if more acne is like kind of a symptom. I didn't really ask her today, but I do wonder if that is a symptom. So maybe if you are a medical professional, let me know if that's a symptom, because it kind of made me curious. I was like, wait, I feel like my acne has been like a lot worse, but if the ink is trying to break down and like get out of your system, I feel like it could affect your face, because I feel like what you eat affects your face. What you put into your body affects your body. So I feel like if the ink is breaking down, I feel like it would also affect your skin and your like acne if you have it. I just finished watching Oh What Fun, which is a movie about a mom who like is neglected during Christmas time and then she goes and like travels to Burbank. But it was really cute and it was actually really funny. It's on Prime. And I feel like for like cheesy Christmas movies, actually it's not even that cheesy, but it's just a really cute Christmas movie. So definitely recommend watching.
My morning's earlier than your morning.
Yeah, your mornings are earlier than my morning. That's pretty much all I wanted to say, is that that was a good movie. And I'm gonna go to bed now because I need sleep. I'll see you guys tomorrow.